Okay, let's go. Well, I said I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to hike a hill. But what am I doing? I'm hiking a hill. I'm going way up there. And we're going to go way over there. I wanted to take it easy today. But just coming down here and seeing the scenery and remembering how good I always feel when I go up into the hills, I just made a snap decision. So here we go. If I take the short trail, I should be back to the car in about 45 minutes. That's with steady pace, not too many breaks, not too many rests. Although that kind of is my younger self's memory of how quickly we used to walk this trail. And I know my brother can walk it that quickly. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm using the chest mount on for my camera. And I used it a few days ago for a hike when I was at Briones in Martinez, but that was all flat. And this is quite steep. Maybe this exercise, this fresh air, and this communing with the earth will help me have some appetite and help me sleep better tonight. The past 2 nights I was awake until the sun came up and slept till noon, guilt-free, as there's nobody home. And that was nice. Phew, getting warm. I put on this long sleeve shirt because thinking it was going to get windy up here. Because it was windy down there. But I might have to take it off. Okay, let's take this off. We'll have it for later. But yeah, I left the house not thinking I was gonna hike, that I was just gonna do the flat walk in the valley. So I didn't bring a backpack. I only have one bottle of water with me, but I do have a Zip Fizz. So let's see what happens. Okay, got here in 6 minutes. That's pretty good for me. Whew. Definitely better than I used to do. And we got some lovely clouds today. So that ridge, if I were to go this direction, on the Mahogany Trail and the Tapline Trail, that's where I would come out, is up there on that ridge top, and walk all the way along. But I'm going to take the shortcut on this ridge, and it'll come out up there. And this trail is called it was on the tip of my tongue and I let it slip. This trail is called, well, we'll see. There's going to be a sign up ahead. See if I can remember it before I get to it. I've seen 3 cars drive up and down to the main parking lot, and I heard voices over in here, but I don't see anybody going up the road to the radio towers. That's kind of where yesterday I was thinking I would like to go back to if I were to come out hiking. And the Chemise Trail. So this is Mahogany Trail that way. This is Chemise Trail this way. Okay. I knew that was called the Chemise Trail. Yeah, back in the 80s I could do this trail in 45 minutes. I don't think that's gonna happen today. The phone should have enough charge to record this entire hike, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough things to talk about for the entire hike. So we'll just see what happens. Talking while you're going uphill takes energy for some reason. So it was about 67 degrees back at the house when I left. And that's partly why I said, oh yeah, don't take a sweater. And now that I'm feeling how warm I am here, I'm like, no way would you have needed a sweater. I think the people that leave this gate open are the mountain bikers. And it doesn't say to close it. So there must not be any cattle up here now. Okay, so those trees over there, that's where you come out after you go down into this canyon on the Mahogany Trail, and then you go up the Tapline Trail. It comes out by those trees, and then it goes up that side ridge there, right up to the top. And I've done it 3 times now, and each time new time I do it faster, and it's like, how am I so strong? Why is this getting easier? But it's because I come out and do it often enough. Okay. One thought I was entertaining the past couple of days was transposing my vision into the previous alternate timeline I had started moving down with taking my college classes this semester. And I remember thinking, I'll go for the first 2 weeks and then drop out. And what was I able to do? I was able to go to 1 day of each of my classes. And then I dropped out. That was a quick adjustment. Very quick. And caught me by surprise that I got realigned so dramatically, so quickly. And it's weird because for months I'd been asking my guides, meditating, asking the tarot cards, even an astrology report about whether this was a good time for me to go back to school or not. And also questions about, was I going to be making money? And, oh my goodness, hi. Oh, I almost got my other camera out to film him. And there were 4 over this way when I drove in, circling like there was something dead down there. I don't know if you even saw what I was talking about. A vulture just flew by, flew close, right overhead. Okay, steep. Gotta take smaller steps. Yeah, so I couldn't get any definitive answer. And it ended up being that I just had to run in and try to do what I wanted to do, which was go to school and work at the same time. And in just a couple of days, it became evident that it was too much. I couldn't do both. Not this time, not this year. Whew. And I partly feel like it's because I'm older, a year older than I was when I did this last year. But I don't feel a year older. I feel just as healthy and strong as I did last year. And even the first day getting back on campus, I was so thrilled. I was like, this is where I belong. But course correction happened. And I kicked out. what I've realized over the past week and a half, I don't feel any remorse for not being able to go. I cut and cleared those cables and connections of hope and let them go. And so I'm not thinking, I mean, I occasionally have a thought, I'll go, oh, this is Tuesday afternoon, 2 o'clock, where would I be right now? Oh, I'd be in Jane's class painting. But then it just goes. And it's like, but that's not where I am right now. I'm here. I'm hiking. Let's see. Ooh, my heart rate's up. 141 BPM. I don't like it to get that high. Whew. Oh, can you see there? It's down to 139, 138, 137. Phew. Between 125 and 135. That's a comfortable rate for me. And I keep forgetting to make note of my elevation changes. I keep saying, when you start at the driveway at the parking lot, see what the street elevation is, make a note. And then when you get to the top, check it again. It's not like my Strava app doesn't measure that in the background for me, because it does. But it's just another fun thing to tinker with. Another toy that I can actually do that with my phone. See which direction I'm going. Okay, we're almost to the first plateau here. Whew. I'm not going to drink my drink until we get to the Corduroy Trail Junction. I haven't taken any photographs yet, and that's partly, oh, look at this, because my hands are full with this. Let's try this. You know, when I was up here last time, I took pictures of this exact same scenery and location. And have I gone through any of those photographs to find something I want to draw or paint? No, I haven't. I've looked at them And I'm like, that would be good drawing. Okay. So this is the little plateau, which is nothing really. But this is the junction of Chemise Trail. I heard something in the brush. Did you see anything on the camera? I don't see anything now. Would have probably been a deer. Okay, Chemise Trail. I just came up over here. And this is the Mahogany Trail, which either last time or the time before, I think it was the time before I came up this way. So from the car back over there to that first junction of Mahogany and Chemise, that circles down around here, and to get to here, I think it takes an extra 15 minutes or so. Maybe only because I'm unfamiliar with that trail. I only hiked it a few times. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so that's a good evolutionary sign for my psychic and emotional maturity, that I had that great experience. I went to school for 2 days. Loved seeing all the teachers and the new students and learning about the curriculum and getting all excited and go, yes, I can do this, I want to do this. But then a day later, it's like, uh-oh, I don't think I can do that. And it's just over and done with. It's over and done with. Which I think is a good sign of evidence of being in the now, living in the now. Even when the disruption in my life arose, and that immediate sense of shock that, oh no, I can't go to school, it didn't hurt. I just rolled with it. But I had also been thinking in advance that maybe it's just not the right time, or maybe they're not going to do things I would enjoy, but I was pretty sure they were. Okay, anyway, let's stop talking about that. Half a mile. We've come so far. And BPM is 135. Yeah, so come up on tap line over there, and you get to walk all along this beautiful ridge. Past here, then it comes out up here. Pretty spectacular view, I must admit. Okay, let's take some more pictures. We got clouds today, which I'm a lover of clouds. This one was neat. Oh yeah, look at that. Angel wings for sure. Okay, I'm going to shift the topic a little bit. Something I've been noticing in the past 6 months, maybe even since I made the trip to Fargo, even before that. Despite my complaints that I haven't had a good year of work assignments this year, that the year started off kind of spotty and gave me nervousness about having money to go to live on while going to classes. I'm actually more financially comfortable right now than I've been in years. And I think there's a couple of factors involved. Certainly my spending habits are more under control. I don't go on manic buying sprees like I used to. Another factor is using acorns as a investment and money saving application. I've never been able to willfully save money in the past. And with acorns, it saves my money for me automatically. And I've given it permission to use my money, but it does it. I mean, and it tells me when it does it. But it's not like I have to look at it every day and worry about it. And what happens is I check into my Acorns account. You know, every month or so. And I'm like, dude, where did you come up with $350? And it works that hard. It saves that quickly for me. I voluntarily contribute money from my checking account on a weekly basis. So every Monday, $15 goes into my Acorns account. But then it has rollover savings. So anytime I spend money, if I spend $9.25, it's going to take 75 cents out of my checking and roll it up to the dollar and deposit that money for me. So all of my spending cards, that happens with. But on top of that, I also multiply the amount so I multiply the rollover contribution by 3. So it's not just 75 cents, it's like $2.25. But I don't have to think about doing it. I don't have to pay attention to it happening. And I'm not somebody that scrutinizes my checkbook spending to see exactly how much money I've spent every day or how much there should be in my account. Okay, last Trampas Ridge. That's what that ridge over there is. And now we've reached an elevation where the breeze is coming back. But it's not cold. It's wow, something happened that my video stopped shooting, and I don't know how long ago that happened. I just happened to peek down and saw that it got turned off. But we're back on now, so whatever you last heard me talk about, I was talking about money and how I have like more abundance now than I've had in ages, maybe ever, yeah. I was talking about how Acorns, the Acorn application, is a big part of that. And I was just going to say, the other key is faith, trust, and gratitude. Expressing gratitude. And one thing I don't do, I haven't done it in a long time, I don't give any of my money away. Like I don't tithe or anything right now. And maybe that's something I could start to consider doing as well. I always feel the inclination to share money with content creators online that create meaningful work that helps me improve my life, and I haven't done that yet, so maybe that's something I could start to feel inclined to do. We'll see. Oh, there's Mount Diablo over there. Oh, we got autumn colors, oak tree, turning color. There's Mount Diablo, all the way through there. There she is. And we haven't gone to see the tarantulas yet. And with the weather's changing, it's definitely changing. It's not going to be hot up there much more at all. I think a couple of days next week it's going to warm up. Low 90s. Even here they could come out. Hey tarantulas, you've got your vulture friends revealed themselves to me today. You guys want to come out and say hi? You could be in any of these little holes. Although I don't blame you for not wanting to be on this trail. Oh. Quails, I think. Yeah. Yep. I've been in the routine of not being a terrible worrier about money. And then there was a time for a couple of years, many years, where I was wishing that I could be someplace else, doing something else, living a different or better life someplace. And that wanting hurt. It was a burden, feeling that energy of not being content where I am. Right now, I'm very content to be right here. And I'm very happy with the surprise that I got that I wasn't planning on coming here, yet here I am. And so far, I've had the entirety of the trail to myself. Some he's making that noise. Yeah, I really don't think that much anymore about wanting to go someplace else. And not with a burning heart like I used to feel, like like I was suffering here and miserable and I have to be someplace else to find happiness. That was when you do that, what I can see now is you really displace yourself from being here, because you're sending your conscious energy away in your imagination to another place. And that does not allow you to be here, completely here. And when you pull all that energy back into yourself here, and you look with eyes more wide open at what you really do have here, even if you were in a place that wasn't pleasant, just that shift in your consciousness, accepting that this is what I've manifested for myself. This is what I need. My deepest soul knows that this is what I need to experience right now. And accepting that, being that, makes it really cool. Yeah, I think that's just like a really big lesson for me. And that's something I've been doing in my meditations this year. I was working consciously on pulling my energy back from the places I've left it. So like, I used to dream of living in Portland, Oregon. And I stopped thinking about that. But I've also reclaimed all of the thought energy and prayer energy that I had put out there to try and make that happen. Now all that energy is back here with me. And it's making me more accepting of what I've got, more powerful here. And anyway, okay. Whoops. Okay. A really weird thing that's been happening in the news, and not that I watch the news or study the news anymore. This is just a bit of fluff news on the side, but it's got a message for me, I'm sure. It's about Mr. Trump drawing attention to activities in my parents' hometown of Springfield, Ohio. And I don't think that town has been so famous since its heyday back in between the 30s and 50s, even the 60s, when it was a great industrial center, part of the steel belt. And that's been one of the places I've been putting a lot of thought into, of thinking, yeah, I could live there. I'd like to live there, get one of those big old mansions. And now the people of Springfield are crying out about something that's happened with immigrants flooding their town without warrant. It's like we didn't ask these people to come here, and they're abusing their rights. And anyway, I'm not going to get into the drama of it, but it's just interesting. I've dreamed of buying a house in Springfield for 15 years, if not longer. And now it's like, oh, maybe you should be glad you didn't do that. You didn't end up there. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I do want to be able to go back and visit the graves. Boy, that's an interesting shot. Have I never seen that angle before? Not that one, but this one. And yeah, right there. Huh. Okay. Now, according to my astrocartography, the place I would be most happy is the Pacific Northwest. Any place between Oregon and Canadian British Columbia border. For my physique type, with the kind of climate that I enjoy living in, for the activities I like to participate in, and to develop my abilities as an artist. PNW is the place for me. Despite everything weird that's going on up there. But I just don't know how to decipher the potential ability for me to think that I could ever get there. Even when I was a teenager, I had dreams of selling this house and moving to the country someplace. At one point it was Cornwall. I wanted to move to Cornwall, buy a big house and open a spiritual artist commune. And then I wanted to do it in Ireland. And since I played out all those dreams, those fantasies, and never made them happen, and yet now I've got access to a piece of property that I could sell, or talk my brother into wanting to sell with me and moving away and doing that. I think it must be leftovers from previous lifetime. Something I did before. Picking it up out of the Akashic records. There's a view. Okay, this is really the last descent. We were way over there and way down. Today, what day is today? Tuesday. Yeah. This is a typical crowd for this trail on a weekday afternoon. Here it's even steeper. Look at that. Okay, coming up to the Chemise. The only thing that's really missing from this picture of who I am and where I live, where I feel assigned, I've been assigned to this location. There aren't any places for me to do the kind of things I like to do. And there aren't the kind of people that do the kind of things that I like to do that live in this town. There's the Chemise Trail. And I am not going on that today. I very well could. Oh, not Chemise, I'm sorry, Corduroy Hills. Because I've climbed that trail feeling worse than I do now. Oh, this is where I said I'd have my drink. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's sit down. And hey there. Hey. This is who's been talking to you. Oh, that feels good to sit down and breathe. I'm going to fix my drink. Okay, let me just finish up that thought and I'm going to end this video. I don't know if I'll make a third part going the rest of the way. Maybe I will. Oh, yeah, there's nothing. I'm like a fish out of water in this town. There are the rare, odd individuals like myself here. But there's no places for us to meet up and run into each other and hang out together. There's no cool cafes. There's no concert venues. There's no art galleries for our kind of people. Even if I just go up to Concord and Martinez, it shifts a little bit, just a little bit, and there's more prevalence of the kind of person I am up there. More so is going to Oakland and Berkeley or Alameda in San Francisco. And those cities aren't that far away, but I don't live in them. It's not like I can wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to walk down the street to the really cool hippie cafe and sit there for a couple of hours and, work on my novel or paint something. Because there's no atmosphere for that here. That's what makes me feel like I'm a prisoner here. But I'm trying to accept more and more. It's almost a resignation that this is what I made for myself. I planned for this to happen. There's a reason why I need to be here experiencing this, and I don't know it yet. I don't know what that reason is yet, other than it's something I'm having to endure. There's so many places all across the country that, even in the Midwest, even in Fargo, there's little hippie groups, hippie artists and stuff. And not my town, not my town. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye. If you watched this whole thing, thanks for hanging out with me. That was nice. Okay, bye. And maybe I'll continue. We'll see. I'll see how much battery I have left. Okay. I didn't drink the whole drink. I drank a couple of sips. And I can drink more as we continue, but let's keep going. I've been hiking for just about an hour so far. So see there, 45 minutes for this whole trail. No way, not me, not anymore. So we might just be another half an hour to get back to the car, because this is pretty much downhill from here. Okay, what else is there to talk about? My granddaughter's birthday is on Tuesday. Oh, a week from today. She's going to turn 8. And she is a birthday party queen and princess. Because she's always, it's like every weekend she knows somebody that's having a party, a birthday party. And she always goes. So she's going to have a big party. I've only been to one of her birthday parties, and that was when she turned 3. Because they were here, living here in California at the time. And I felt so privileged and honored to be able to attend. It was really amazing day, seeing everybody around her that loves her. That was before her brother was born. And then his birthday is in a couple of weeks later. He's born on October 11th. He was born in Berkeley boy, which I'm really proud of. Okay, and I'm probably going to repeat myself, that he told his teacher at school, his teacher asked him to tell them what he wanted to be when he grows up, and he said he wants to be what his grandpa Daryl is, and his dad had to ask him to clarify, you mean a pet sitter? And he goes, no, somebody that takes pictures all the time. And he doesn't have a camera at the moment, so I'm going to get him a camera for his birthday. But he goes around, he envisions things when he's out with his dad, and he goes, Dad, I want you to take a picture of that. And he tells him exactly how to frame it and how close to get. But I don't think he has the full, and then I sent him and his sister a package of prints from when I was on vacation with them there in July. And so that was to help anchor his understanding of what a camera really does. You're capturing history. And so I think getting to see those pictures prints is a good thing to help him develop. But he's only going to turn 6. He's only 6 years old, and he wants to become a photographer. He used to want to be a fireman. Younger boy wanted to be a fireman. But let's see. So anyway, I'm so proud of that. And it's funny because my granddaughter, she came up with an idea of something she wanted to experiment with and do before I got to meet them this summer on the vacation. She wanted to tumble stones. She wanted a rock tumbler. And it was something I had talked to her about, and I had been giving her gifts of polished gems. And so I bought her a tumbler. It was like $50 before I even got there. But this year she hasn't told me anything like that she's interested in other than reading. She's learned how to read, and now she reads like my mom does. And her mom does, I'm sure. So I bought her a bunch of books. There's a series that she's interested in right now. Kids books, kids stories, so that's cool. But this is the saddest thing of my life right now, really, that I live so far away from them and cannot visit them or participate in activities regularly with them. And I even felt like I had enough money. Well, I found a really cheap flight. There was a flight from San Francisco to Fargo for $150 round trip. And I called Billy and I said, Billy, can I come in October? Can I come see you guys for a few days in October? And I was told that they are burned out on visitors right now, and they need a break, and they need family time. So I wasn't able to go, but I just don't know how to make anything else happen. Just continue with the faith, with the gratitude, with faith, gratitude, trust, and maybe pray in a different way. Maybe this is a different thing to pray for right now, of being able to live near them. This family is so mobile. They are so mobile. They go where they want to go. On vacation, to Europe. I mean, he took the whole family to Europe last spring this year. But that was that was a really important trip. That was like when I went to Ohio to take my mom's remains back to Ohio. They took Anya, his mom's remains, back to Dublin, where her mom and her grandmother are buried. So that was important. But he took everybody. It wasn't like he went by himself to save money. My shirt just fell down. They were able to afford everybody to go. He's got a gift for making money that is much more powerful than I've ever experienced. Okay, so anyway, if I were to somehow pack up and move to Fargo, I'm afraid that I could be left there for any number of reasons. Although they're expressing a desire to stay there long term until the kids finish school because they've been given a miracle of free tuition at this Christian school that they feel very protected by. So the odds are they won't move, but they could. And I just don't know if I went to Fargo, if they'd say, hey, come to Ireland, come live in Ireland with us. I'm going to be that old grandpa pretty soon that is going to tag along, lives in the back room. Could be. You never know. And I might not make it off of this hill today as well. The hour of my departure is unknown. And you got to think both ways. You got to think long term, and you got to think immediate term. And I haven't seen any tarantulas. No tarantulas. Where are you guys? Okay, we're coming up to the downhill, the big downhill. Oh, here it is right here. Last Trampas Ridge, Bollinger Creek Loop Trail. That is the trail I was going to take only today. I was just going to walk the Bollinger Creek Loop Trail today. But I decided to come up here instead, and I'm really glad I came up here. This is so nice. So nice. And I go back to work tomorrow. To a really very good job. It's an easy job. It's a nice, comfortable house. The pet is troublesome, but as long as I give him his space and don't mess with him after dinner, just leave him alone after dinner. He wakes up fresh every morning. He's like, I remember you. We're friends. But dinner comes around, or nighttime comes around, and he's like, I don't remember you. Why are you in my house? He's not a petting cat. He's not a cat to sit with. And anyway, but I can get a lot of walking done when I'm at that house. When I was there was it May? I think I was there in May. I was walking 5 miles a day through all those streets, and that was really invigorating. And I was listening to a lot of empowering channeled messages. So yeah, that was good. That was a good time. And but see, I don't have to stay there. I can come home during the day, which I'm probably going to do a couple of days at least, for a few hours each day, because I'm still trying to test this new Wi-Fi internet in our house. And so far it's working. So far it's working really good. I'm like heck of impressed, and it's going to save so much money. Compared to what we were using. Well, I'm still using it. I haven't disconnected it yet. I need to test both systems side by side. And once I know the new one is good enough, I'm going to let the other one go. I still would like to have money to get my smart car fixed, my mom's smart car, my mom's and my smart car fixed. I want to get the engine fixed, and I want to get the panels replaced, and have that for backup for doing DoorDash, although I haven't really needed the extra money lately, so that's kind of a pipe dream, but I would still like to have that car to give to the grandkids when they get older. That's like, I don't know, just holds so much energy of memories of time with my mom. And she loved that car so much, and I've always loved driving that car. I mean, it's an attachment, sure. Oh, there's something somebody was talking about today. Okay, let's shift gears. Attachments. We're coming, 2025, is going to be a numerological year of 9, which is more, well, I'll just talk about what I heard today. But this woman was talking about attachments and being able to separate and let go of attachments. So a 9 year supports that kind of transformative growth. And the way 2025 turns into a 9 is you take all the numbers and you add them together. So 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 plus 5 is a 9. That's the numbers of 2025, reduced to the lowest single digit. And that's the same number our house address is. It's a 9. Wow, that is an interesting correlation. The other aspect of 9 numerologically that I've been aware of and maybe too hyper-focused on is, like, if you live in an address that comes to a 9, it's a place for ending cycles. And in the case of what's happened in the life of the people that have lived there at our house, ending a life, my mom full on had a number 9 experience departing her body inside that house. My stepfather, it was the last place he lived before he went into the hospital and never returned. Anya lived there for years. And now she's gone too. It's not, although she didn't die there. But people that have passed through that house, so far 3 of them have exited. And then my brother talks about the reason he doesn't want to move anyplace. He's happy. He loves that house and he loves his gardens. And he says, I'm happy with the idea of dying here. He doesn't want to go anyplace else. And the thing about, going someplace else, you have to start over. You got to start over. You don't know what people are like. You don't know what weather's like. You don't know what behavior is like. I mean, you can study the socioeconomic information data to get an idea of what a community is like, but you don't know until you get there. You don't know what the new neighborhood you move into is going to be like until you get there. And even if it looks better, it might not be. So the sense of contentedness and calm that we've got where we live now, he's just not as industrious or exploratory minded like I am. And that's why I just don't think we're going to sell the house. We're not going to sell the house together. Which leads me to another scenario I've imagined, that when one or the other of us dies, whoever is left is going to have a really big struggle ahead of them. Really big struggle. And I don't know which one of the other of us would be more capable of living through that struggle. So I've kind of had this weird picture in my mind. Oh, maybe something will happen. We'll both exit here together. Which is, I don't know, kind of a disturbed idea. It's definitely sad. It's definitely kind of irresponsible too, because if both of us just died one day, Billy's got to be the one that comes and opens the door at our house and has to decide what to do with it. But it's getting windy. You might not be able to hear me, but let's just keep trying. He's a doer. He will set his mind to a task and he will do it. And if he wants to keep that house and have a base in California, it's a really good house. It's a really good location. And hopefully it's just going to keep increasing in value. But if he wanted to let it go, because he said he's done with California, I don't blame him. He might just empty the house and let it go. And that's what would happen with either of the two of us if one of us was left. That, I don't know. Well, the reason we'd have to let the house go is because, one, we couldn't individually afford the monthly bills. He could better than I could, but it'd have to be call one of those guys that say, we buy houses as is. Oh, you say your house is worth $1.5 million? I'll give you $400 for it. That's not going to be a happy day. It's not going to be a happy day. Okay, clearing that out. I said it. I let it go. I'm not going to contemplate or focus on those things. But see, it's so windy, I probably can't hear me. Maybe I should just turn this off. Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, bye.